Hello everyone. Part 3 of our session will focus on GradeMark. Now GradeMark allows you to do the following 5 things. First of all, you can easily overlay the originality check feedback with GradeMark. I'll show you how to do that. You can save time, provide for better feedback by dragging quick mark sets and also creating your own to drag and drop. You can also create voice comments to give a personalized audio feedback to students in your tone. Of course, you can use the rubrics that you may have created already or Common Core aligned rubrics that are available through Turnitin. And you can also give general comments for a broader in-depth analysis of the student's overall work. Okay. Finally, you can also include the ETS E-Rater, which is a grammar check technology, which can be applied automatically to the paper. So what I'd like to do is do this interactive tutorial with you and demonstrate some of the things on GradeMark on a practice example. So first of all, the tutorial looks like this. Let me make it a little bit bigger for us here. And we're just going to follow the directions here so you get some idea of how this works and you can practice a little bit. So we're just going to follow the steps below to mark and grade this paper as though it were an actual submission. And we're going to start out with the comment library. So it says click on this little icon located at the top of the sidebar. Okay, and that's over here. All right, and that's the change quick mark set icon. Okay, so when you click on it, it says click on any library selection from the drop-down menu. So you'll see different types of selections that you can make, different types of comments. Okay, so this is the composition one. There's composition marks. Okay, there's formatting, punctuation, and usage. All right, so you can see that. Now, if we go scroll down a little bit, let me lower this a little bit here. We're going to use your mouse to highlight the sentence. I'm just going to highlight part of that sentence, and then when we click on one of these grade marks over here, I'll just start with the commonly used. Let's say the awkward one. Okay. Notice that it included it. Okay. As part of that highlight. All right. Now it says move the quick mark on this paper, click and drag, and you'll see a rule that keeps it attached to the highlight. So I can just move this around. Okay. And notice that the rule for awkward, if you read the definition there, expression or construction is cumbersome or difficult to read, consider rewriting. Just kind of move that around if you want. All right. Next step, it says add your feedback to a quick mark. It says hover over one of the quick mark comments you just created to open the quick mark window. So I'll hover over that one. Click on the edit button, and we'll do that. And type in your comment in additional comments in the additional comments window. So you can just add to that, and then save that. And so it'll be attached to that comment if you want to go a little bit further than the definition that's already provided. You can also create your own comment by clicking anywhere. So for example, it says here, click on the apples to the right and type in whatever you want. Tasty. Okay, and you save that comment, and there you go. And you can edit if you want. That comment, you'll see you have like a little bubble there, and you can move that around wherever you want. Okay. The other method is highlighting. You can use your mouse to highlight this sentence. Okay, I'll just highlight part of it. Click on the highlighting you just made, and then you can type your comment below. Okay, so great phrase. And of course, click save. All right. You can also, just delete it if you don't want it. All right. Strike through a text, so use your mouse to highlight this sentence. And then when I press delete or backspace, it strikes through that text. You can also leave a voice and general comment. So when you click on the icon, this little bubble icon located at the bottom of the sidebar, there's going to be a microphone that shows up over here on the top, voice comment. And you can record your message. You click the blue square to stop recording and listen to the playback. So let me show you an example of that. So I click on this. Recording now what I'm saying. That's a great job. I'll click on pause and I can continue if I want the recording to resume. So I click zooming now, as you can see by the bar here. Click on pause again, and let's say I'm satisfied with that. I can play it, and of course I can save that recording, so I'll play it for you. You see it's recording now what I'm saying. That's a great job. I'll click on pause. Okay, so you get the idea of how that works. That's really nice. A convenient way to give some oral communication. Let's see. You can also click in the text comment sidebar to leave a general comment. Let me cancel out of here. All right. So this is the general comment. Great paper. I enjoyed blah, 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 blah. And you can save that if you want. Okay. You can also use Common Core rubrics to grade the paper. So if you click on this rubrics icon over here at the bottom, all right, this is one of the rubrics that's already available for you. It's the 11th, 12th grade argumentative based on the Common Core standards. So let's see on the claim. I give it a 4, development was a 5. You can scroll down, audience was a 3, and so on. It gives you the percentages. And of course, we've already talked about developing your own, creating your own rubrics or modifying these Common Core rubrics. You can do that too, and those would be up here for you to use. Okay. It says click on the apply rubric percentage grade so you can see how it's applied. So notice it's out of 100 right here. Okay. So let me just finish kind of clicking on those. You have 80% and you apply to the rubric and there it is, 80 out of 100. Okay. And of course there are more grade mark features, layer results from originality check and pure mark. So you can't activate this on this demo, but I'll show you later. You just click on over here and you'll be able to see both. You can zoom in, zoom out. I just showed you how to do that before. Just expand this or making it smaller. You can print a paper copy on this and get paper information. We talked about that during the originality check part of this training. Okay, and you can read here what your students will see. I'd like to show you an example using paper on my account here. So we've talked about this paper before in the originality check. Okay, so let me click on it so you can see some things that you couldn't see in that interactive tutorial. Okay. So here are the comments. Of course, here are the same buttons. One of the things that you noticed, I'm not sure if you noticed it actually, it's the ETS E-Rater. In fact, let me open it again so you can see how it works really quickly. You're going to see that pop-up window. I'm going to close it. Down below, it says ETS data loading. Notice it only takes a short while and it does a grammar, spelling, mechanics usage check here, and it kind of brackets or actually puts a box around a word, phrase, sentence, whatever, and gives you a definition for each of these. And you can actually dismiss this comment if you think it's incorrect, or add to that comment, okay, just like we added to the other comments before. All right, so you can see all of these here, and this is done automatically without you doing anything, except of course setting it up originally when you were setting up those options for your assignment. Now, I also talked about overlaying. So if you click on this button over here on the originality check, you can see an overlay. So not only do you get the grade mark info and the dragging stuff you can do like that, all right, but you also get the originality report with it. Okay, so that's a little bit about originality check and mainly about grade mark. And as I mentioned before, that's why it's important that when you set up your assignments, okay, when you go to those different options, and let me get to those. When I go home and click on add assignment, and I'm doing a new assignment here, it's important to make sure that those optional settings below are appropriately marked so you can get all this stuff from originality report all the way to the grade mark and ETS, E-rater, and of course the rubrics and so on. Okay, that's it for grade mark. Thank you. Next up is peer mark.